We have still got half of this year left, and I know how easy it is to get to July, to feel behind, to think about the goals you haven't made happen, to feel like the year is running away from you and that you've missed your window, but you haven't. There is still so much time. The only question is what you're going to make happen with it. Welcome to the Soulful Sales Show, where we talk about believing in the value of your offers, getting them in front of your right people, and selling more of what you do in your unique way. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Soulful Sales Show. So we are halfway through the year, which makes it a perfect moment to stop, to pause, to reflect, and to do some really important planning as well. But first, I really want to emphasize how important it is to pause before you do that planning. Most of us have a million things as business owners that we could be doing. That list never ends. There is always more. We also have a list of a million things that we feel like we're behind on, not doing as well as we thought we should be by this time of the year. It's all in our head. It's all a big jumble, and it really informs the decisions we make going forward. So it's really, really important to slow down, let it shift, see through the stories, see through the clutter in your mind, and see what is actually worth your energy, to truly recommit to what it is that you want, and to recommit to actually going for it, to decide that it is still possible to make happen. And this episode is going to help you do that, and not in the traditional way that I normally would in this podcast, but actually I have a future self visualization for you. And before I get to that visualization, I want to be really, really clear about something. This isn't just about mindset and woo and good vibes. I mean, I love all of that stuff, but it's also a way to help you clear through that mental clutter, clear through the noise, to connect with what deeply matters to you, so that when you do look at the practical side of things, the facts, the numbers, what actually sold, what is doing well this year, what your goals are, all of that stuff, you'll know exactly how you feel about it. You'll know exactly what to prioritize. The feelings and the facts work together hand in hand. Some of us sway very heavily to one or the other, but we need them both. So what you're about to hear is a short visualization that I originally recorded live and I'm now bringing here to the podcast. It's a chance to connect with a future version of you, the version of you who has already lived out the rest of this year, who has already learned the lessons, already had the wins, already achieved amazing things, and to connect with that version of you and let that version show you what is still possible from here. So all you need is a few minutes to potentially sit down. Maybe you could even do this as a walking meditation if that's your vibe. I also want to invite you to make notes afterwards if that feels good, but equally you don't need to. And once you've done it, I'm going to come back at the end with some suggestions to take this further, because like I said, the feelings matter, the mindset matters, the visualization matters, but also there's a practical side to this that I would love to support you with as well. Inside of my membership, the Soulful Sales Society, we are doing a mid-year sales reset. You can read more about that at ruthpoundwhite.com/SSS. And I'm going to tell you a bit more about it at the end of this episode as well. Right now, there is a 1-week free trial open of the membership, but only if you sign up by Monday the 13th. So just a few days at the time of release of this episode. Okay, so on to that visualization. Remember, I originally recorded this live, so it's going to sound a little bit different from my pre-recorded podcast quality, but it's really, really good one, okay? So make sure you do it. It's only a few minutes out of your day. Stopping anything else you're doing and just getting comfortable. You can shift where you're sitting or standing or lying if you need to. And if you're in the right position for it, just making sure your feet are firmly on the floor. And just, if it feels good and it is safe for you to do so, gently closing your eyes or softening your gaze down the end of your nose. And we're going to start with 3 deep grounding breaths. So just inhaling and exhaling with an audible sound. letting it all go, whatever has come up so far, and just doing that again.
right into the belly. Open mouth exhale. And one more time, just seeing if you can fill your lungs all the way at the back this time. Open mouth exhale. And you can continue to breathe in a way that feels good for you at your own pace. And I just want you to allow your mind to take you to a point in time in the future. It might be the end of this year. It could even be further out if that feels good or if it just pops in. What I want you to connect with in this moment is a future version of yourself. And this future version of you, no matter when they come from, is reflecting on what happened in the second half of the year. This future version of you who has seen what you are about to do, who has experienced what you're about to experience, who has gone through it all, learned the lessons, and had the wins. This future version of you wants to remind current you that you don't even know what's possible. You don't even know what's coming. This future version of you wants you to know that the next 6 months needn't be defined. They needn't be limited by what may or may not have happened in the previous 6 months. And just noticing how it feels in your body when your future self shares that with you. Can you feel anything? Where can you feel it? And just be with that future version of you for a few minutes. I want you to ask this future version of you. Maybe you can see this future you in your mind's eye. Maybe you become this future you. Maybe you just have an inner knowing or a sense of them. I want you to ask this future version of yourself to help you set an intention for the next 6 months. An intention that leaves room for possibility. An intention that is not defined by the last 6 months. An intention that is not chosen from fear, but feels expansive, literally in your body. Maybe your future self knows what that intention is and shares it with you straight away. Or maybe your future self guides you there a little bit by sharing what they're most proud of you for. Maybe your future self gives you a little glimpse or a feeling or a sneak peek of an exciting project. Maybe your future self wants to remind you of a value that you really stood for, that was important to you, or a belief that you shifted. Maybe your future self just knows what it is that your current self has to do. So just allow your future self to share with you your intention for the next 6 months. It might come through very obviously, it might not be so obvious, and that is totally okay. And just let this intention sink in for a moment. Maybe you don't even know what it means, maybe you don't know how. It's all okay. And I want you to ask your future self, I want you to ask all versions of yourself, what would it really look like for you to show up in the spirit of that intention for the next 6 months? What matters most? What do you value? What do you stand for? Or what do you let go of? And just spending a few moments here, noticing whatever your subconscious wants you to know right now, even if it's just a feeling that you can't interpret in this moment. And just taking a few intentional breaths here. And just letting this future version of you slip away from your awareness right now, but knowing that they are always there when you need them. And knowing that their message, that their wisdom stays with you in your body. And just becoming aware of your physical body in this moment as your current present day self, noticing the sensations in your toes and your fingers. And when you're ready, gently opening your eyes. And you might want to take a moment just to write down anything. You might not need to, but if there's something that came up that you want to write down, just take a moment to do that.
Okay, so this is present Ruth outside of the visualization, coming back to record an outro for you. I hope that made you feel clearer on where it is that you're headed for the rest of the year, but also I hope it helped you connect with why so much is still possible. It's so easy to give up on things that aren't happening quickly enough, but we have so much time and we are all on a unique journey. You've just got to keep choosing what it is that you want, keep tuning into what it is that you want, and keep choosing it again and again. Now, of course, if this has stirred something up for you, if you know that you want the second half of 2026 to feel different from the first, if you know there's something you want to work towards, if you know that you want to really implement some sales strategies in your business, then I want to invite you to the Soulful Sales Society membership, where I am running a challenge called the Mid-Year Sales Reset. It is starting on the 15th of July. Right now, there is a 1-week free trial open of the membership, but only if you sign up by Monday the 13th. What we're going to do in this challenge is some of the practical side of the Mid-Year Sales Reset. So what we did in this episode was tuning into how you feel and that future self. Inside the challenge, of course, that stuff matters as well, but we're also going to look at what has sold this year, what hasn't, what your goals were this year, what hasn't been happening. We're going to find the one change that could make the biggest difference to your sales. And I've got a few extra levels depending on what your capacity is right now to help you glow up one of your offer sales pages going forward for the rest of 2026. We are going to kick off with a live call on the 15th of July, followed by the challenge inside the group where we will all do it together with the most amazing bunch of soulful humans. So if you want in on that, like I said, there is currently a free 7-day trial. If you sign up by the 13th of July, go to ruthpoundwhite.com/SSS and I would love to have you there. Now go and embody that future self for the rest of your day, and I'll catch you again for another episode next week. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Soulful Sales. If you have a moment to rate and review, know that it really does make a difference. And if you would like to carry on the conversation, then you can connect with me in the free community at ruthpoundwhite.com/community, or my personal favorite, join me inside the Soulful Sales Society membership at ruthpoundwhite.com/membership. And keep doing what you're doing because your work really does matter.